Hi, I am at the drive of the new Tata Harrier.ev and I'm speaking with Anand Kulkarni, Chief Product Officer, Tata Motors Passenger Electric Mobility. And I'm going to discuss something not so much related to this car, but something that we are talking about a lot about vehicles nowadays. That is the concept of the software-defined vehicle. Anand, I mean, these aren't just hardware anymore, right? These are all about
It's more
code.
about softwares, yes.
So how do you distinguish between cars nowadays if code is more important than what physical vehicles are all about?
Well, I've been saying this in the last 10 years or so, and more recently as well. You've had a phenomenal amount of sensors being integrated into
Mm-hmm.
vehicles, and it is not that sensors weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the ICE world, the amount of sensors have gone up significantly with emission control devices coming in and so on and so forth, as well as new features coming in.
Mm-hmm.
But electrification has probably accelerated this faster than what we would have anticipated. And the reason for this increase in sensors or increase in large amount of sensors is on account of more features that it can give you, and the convenience, comfort, capability, enablements that sensors can bring along, as well as the safety. Safety is probably one of the areas where a highest number of sensors have come in. So for example, if you look at the Harrier EV today, it has 22 sensors.
Wow.
It already has 7 cameras. It has
7 cameras.
7 cameras. Yes.
So obviously, so you have the main one over there.
So you have well, since you pointed out
Yeah.
that, yes, you have that for the EIRVM,
Okay.
which keeps recording and which is, we call it your witness on the streets.
Okay.
But you also have the ADAS camera in the front. The car is equipped with a surround view system, so you have 4 cameras.
So the 360 camera
The
view.
360 degrees cameras.
Okay.
And then you have a camera on the shark fin of the car, which records what is happening in the rear of the car and plays that on the EIRVM, or the
Okay.
electronic internal rear view mirror.
Yes.
So all that I'm saying is that there is a phenomenal increase in the number of sensors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you have these sensors, you can obviously do a whole lot of more functionality. Example, you could have had these 4 cameras and they gave you a surround view. But when you stitch that image together and you try and give a running view of what the car is, it's a fantastic enablement. It's something that a customer will never ever be able to see, but it is possible to create a perception of how the vehicle is being visualized in 3 dimensionality.
And this car, I believe, also has a transparent bonnet.
And a transparent bonnet as well. So
Yes.
what it does is, these cameras are leveraged to create an image and transfer that image for the driver so that he knows exactly where the car is moving on. Now, even with a couple of camera sensors, you can have so many features come through. Now, how do you do that? It has to be through a thought process of software, and by making the software perform, delivered to you.
But at the same time, that also means, like with my smartphone that I'm recording on, you can upgrade the camera functionality in the next version.
Precisely. And therefore, when you look at software defined vehicles today, they give you the capability of removing any bugs, any issues that you may have had with the previous issues. They give you the ability to upgrade over the air.
Yes.
They give you a software first or a software over a hardware layer kind of a definition. And they also give you the ability to bring in more features to the customer, some of which may not even be known today.
So it is possible that maybe somebody who buys the Harrier EV tomorrow can have a completely new car in December, because you can have a new software feature, new functionality added in December, or you might say that certain functionalities might only come 6 months down the line.
Well, that's stretching it a little too extreme, but yes, there could be features that you could have which are not there on the car today, and it will keep the car fresher. And I just want to give you an example of, for example, even 5 years back, when we did the first Nexon EV, and we had feedback from our customers on some regeneration levels and regeneration capabilities, etc. it was possible for us to rework and issue out a update to the field that enabled people to have that same functionality. Now, some of the previous owners did not have that, but when we offered it to them, it meant that their car became in line with what the new car was being made, and therefore these possibilities exist.
But earlier, somebody had to go to the showroom to get that update, or the
So
workshop.
in the case of Nexon EV, you had to go to the showroom to get
But a Harrier
updated.
customer can do it over there.
The Harrier customer it is possible to do it over the air.
So the functionality could, so you can add modes or regen modes or
Possible,
change the ambient lighting system, everything.
kind of, yes. So it's possible. Now you need to also have, before we get carried away with this,
Yes.
you also need to have a hardware that will be able to make it possible. And as an example, you spoke about mood lighting. Now, if you speak about mood lighting, if you do not have the LED strips running, which can show up different colors, but if it's a LED line which shows only one color, then obviously no matter of software is going to give you multiple colors.
But so okay, so let's put it like this: you can do certain things on an iPhone 16 which you cannot on an iPhone 15. So it's
Precisely.
similar if I'm looking at giving
Yes.
the phone analogy.
Yes. Yes.
So, but so if even if there's a new iOS upgrade, certain things will only work on the newer iPhone.
Precisely. Precisely. So, in a sense, it is about giving this flexibility to make sure that a lot of more capability can come in. But very important also, it's about, as the number of sensors in the car have increased, the control units have also increased, and therefore this is also about bringing all of these control units together and creating a domain controller. So once domain controllers start coming in, so there could be a chassis domain, there could be a cockpit domain, and a cockpit domain will control body controls and some of the AC related controls. The chassis controls will control the ABS, ESP, and driveline functions. So when you have these domain controllers, then it is possible to combine multiple control units into a single brain, and therefore you also achieve better packaging efficiency as well as more robust and efficient compute powers.
So talking about compute powers, Anand, I want to know, I mean, is Tata Motors and other car makers across the world, are they working with things like generative AI for cars?
Uh, Actually, without saying that, the automotive industry has always been looking to learn from adjacent areas, and we do that in multiple places. So, for example, AI today for us is useful in cutting down times. We do a large number of simulations, and we have large amount of past data. So just imagine that all of this past data, intelligence, and judgment calls that have been made, and they now have a verification whether it has worked or not, that could be put down into a system independent for each company, and you have the DNA of that company come out in the form of an intelligence which tells you whether a specific design is right or wrong and how you can move faster. It can certainly accelerate the pace of development.
And some manufacturers are doing that.
Yes, yes. I mean, to a certain extent, everyone is doing that. Obviously, there are people who have aced it and who are faster and who are ahead in the curve, but everybody is trying to do it.
All right. And since you're talking about sensor, which is the most unique sensor on the Harrier EV, which you think, which you're most proud of? I mean, what are the stuff you're doing on this car that you're most proud of?
Well, one single sensor, I think, doesn't cut the chase. I think it's the combination of how the sensors have been placed. But what I'm really proud about how sensors have been placed and what it does in order to deliver comfort, convenience to the customers is the ADAS system. Because, I have said it before, ADAS in our country, in a chaotic kind of a scenario, is often treated as a intrusive assistance.
Yes, it is.
Abrupt.
If the brakes go on,
Yeah.
yes.
And we thought, could we make this a little different, and could we make it into a trusted companion, and could we therefore tune it a little better, little different? And we've tried doing that. Exactly, I've had some great feedback from some of the people who drove it today. I hope that you get to drive it tomorrow and then come back and let us know. But I think this will set a new reference for how ADAS gets tuned for Indian conditions.
So the automatic emergency braking, the AEB
It is the
function.
AEB, or even the level of interventions. There is no abruptness. There is smooth linearity. This is how a human mind, a human intelligence will think about. We are trying to imitate that. We are trying to mimic that, and hoping that it would give more comfort and it would give more convenience to our customers.
All right. Thank you so much, Anand. I really look forward to driving the Harrier EV tomorrow morning. And let's see how it is.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. So, as Anand Kulkarni mentioned in that interview, he wanted to know my opinions about the Harrier EV. So, well, I've been driving it all day, but let me give you the headline numbers first. It has a 75 kilowatt hour. Okay. So, as you heard in my interview with Anand Kulkarni, he wanted my opinions about the Harrier EV. I am driving the Harrier EV Empowered Plus 75 QWD. 75 is the 75 kilowatt hour battery that this car has, and QWD stands for quad wheel drive. That means all four wheels are driven. It has a 158 PS induction motor up front and a 238 PS permanent magnet motor on the rear axle. So you would think that it has a total power output of 396 PS of power. Well, it doesn't. It actually has a power output of 313 horsepower or 317 PS of power, and that's been done to protect the battery and the wiring from excessive discharge or damage. Now, that doesn't mean this car is a slouch, okay? It can get from 0 to 100 in under 7 seconds. Still has 504 Newton meters of torque. It's a very, very powerful car, and it's a lot more powerful even with just the rear motor than the diesel variant of the Harrier, which only has 170 PS of power. This is actually so much better than the diesel Harrier. It's actually quite fast. It's a good performing car. The diesel Harrier feels lazy. I'm not comparing it to the diesel Harrier, but this is actually a fantastic vehicle as an EV alone, because you don't get all-wheel drive on any mass market EVs. I mean, the cheapest all-wheel drive EV before this QWD version was the Kia EV6 GT line, and that's double the price. I mean, this car is 29 lakhs ex-showroom in Delhi, which gives the on-road price in Delhi, where you don't pay road tax and registration on an electric vehicle. It's about on-road price around 33 lakhs. And you get a lot for 33 lakhs. As Anand mentioned over there, you get a bunch of sensors. Camera, there's a inbuilt camera over here on the rear view mirror, which I can switch on, which takes a camera feed from the shark fin antenna, which is really cool. A bit distracting, but cool nonetheless. 15-inch screen, large screen, again, digital instrument cluster, which is standard on all top variants of Tata vehicles nowadays. I really like the way Tata has done the interiors. This sort of white and grey carbon fiber feel on the dashboard. Very nice car. If there are any quibbles I have about this car, oh well, I'll be honest, I think it could do with a slightly sharper steering. It does feel a bit vague at I would say at high speeds. Minor quibble, actually, a bit vague, is, I mean, I've been driving in Delhi traffic all day. I haven't been really managed to get up to those high speeds most of the time. And to be very honest, I haven't taken this car off-roading today, but I've seen the ads. Tata Motors did organize a quad day. They had done some off-roading. This is a very, very capable car if you want to go off-roading as well. I haven't done it, but those people I know who have gone off-roading in the car really appreciate the abilities of the Harrier EV. Now, other things about this car, I think great value.
the software is on the whole fairly good. I still connected with Apple CarPlay. I'm not using Tata Motors IRA software. Tata Motors claims a range of just under 500 kilometers for this car. Looking at my usage today, I've done about 80 kilometers so far. I've used about 20% of range to do those 80 kilometers. So real world range, I believe, will be closer to 400 odd kilometers, but um, this car can accept a 120 kilowatt charger and charge from 20 to 80% in under 25 minutes. So it's pretty good. On the whole, I think this is the best vehicle. It's the best vehicle wearing a Tata badge I have ever driven. So kudos to Tata Motors for making such a lovely car. And as I said, best thing about this car is the audio system, because it's stuck in traffic. You want a good audio system, love it. So yeah, those are my words for Mr. Kulkarni and for you guys too. Do remember to subscribe to The Print. Great automotive interviews, great automotive reviews, all coming up soon.